today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Funko Pop Star Wars number 31, the R2D2 vinyl bobblehead. If you were to ever ask Spot what interests me when it comes to the Funko figures, now, not all Pop figures for me are, I couldn't see myself collecting like everyone, but there's certain characters, like other collectors out there, if you like you're a fan of Star Wars, for example, you might be more inclined to pick up a Star Wars Funko figure. You might not be inclined to pick up like a Marty McFly Back to the Future figure, but that's how Funko figures are so successful. They're successful because collectors out there always want to gravitate toward pieces that they are most familiar with. R2D2 also is one figure that really breaks the boundaries, breaks kind of the rules for a Funko figure. With Funko Pop figures, generally the bodies are all roughly about the same. The heads are, of course, different sculpt. And then they've got the big black eyes, which is a common trait for Funko figures. Now R2 here, though, is a freestanding figure. He comes with his own display base, and because he is a vinyl bobblehead, he will actually move as well. Before we have a look at the figure itself, let's have a look at the box. We've got R2D2 down below, number 31, Star Wars Pop figures. On the side, there's what R2 looks like, at least as it goes for a Funko Pop figure. And then on the back, it says vinyl bobblehead figures. The other ones you can collect are Wicket. There's Jar Jar Binks. Admiral Akbar, it's a trap! Queen Amidala, Lando Calrissian, and R2D2. A very weird combination of figures. I would also really have liked the Gamorrean Guard, but I wonder if they would ever release him. And then on the underside, we've got www.funko.com is your place where you can check out other pieces that they are producing, as well as www.facebook.com/Original Funko, and of course on Twitter at Original Funko as well. Spot's gonna take a break. We're gonna get this opened up, and when we come back, we're gonna get a better look at the Funko Pop vinyl bobblehead of R2D2. That's a horrible impression. At any rate, stay tuned, guys. There's more heading your way. Don't go anywhere. With R2D2, again, you kind of know what to come to expect when it comes to Funko Pop vinyl figures. They all kind of essentially have the same body, the same head, as we've already discussed. R2 here, very, very different. For starters, he comes with a display base, which is not something you normally see with a lot of Funko Pop figures. In this case, we've got Star Wars base down below. He's a smaller Funko figure as well. He's freestanding in the sense that he's got, legs on the sides and his body's in the middle. And because he's a vinyl bobblehead, he essentially moves. That is probably, I guess I gave you, 3 or 4 different reasons why this figure I loved so much. He doesn't have, again, a lot of movement that Funko could have also made this just a straight vinyl figure. And because he has, most vinyl pop figures have, as you know, the rotation in the head. I wonder if they would have ever considered just giving us a rotation in the legs, where R2 could have just been moved back and forth. But this section right here, my guess is there's a little plank inside that sits on that spring, and that's what's giving him the vinyl bobblehead treatment. Coloring is quite nice for an R2D2 cast in white, all painted in white. He's got some silver details going on there as well, some blue going on top. And of course, as Funko treatment goes, instead of 2 black eyes on characters that we see, R2 gets the 1 black eye. He also feels a little bit heavier, and it might chalk itself up to, because he's got the base, because he's the vinyl bobblehead, that he's got a little more weight going on to him. He does feel a little bit heavier than conventional vinyl pop treatments. And then we can spin the bottom underside. It says Funko LLC 2013, www.funko.com, and of course 2013 Lucasfilm Limited, just before Disney bought them. Yeah, I really like this vinyl figure. It's probably one of my newfound favorites. I think also, there we go. I was wondering too, if you could remove it from the display base. The answer is yes, if anybody was wondering. Might be more inclined to leave the base off. I kind of just dig R2 on his own. He's small, he's compact, he looks like R2, but he also does look like a Funko figure. This is one of those examples where Funko, I think, nailed the figure perfectly. Sometimes when you get Funko Pop figures, unless you specifically know what you're looking at, you might not know one character over the other, but clearly this is R2, and clearly a successful outing from Funko. Let's go ahead and get him back on his display stand. This guy I picked up at my local comic book store, and you know how what Spot normally says, if you can, support your local comic book stores. From time to time, every now and then, you might be inclined to want to go and pick up a collectible like this. It's nice to know that you have a local comic book store that you can go to and find amazing collectibles like this. So support your local comic book store. Today's collectible spot, though, we're having a look at the Funko Pop vinyl bobblehead of Star Wars number 31, R2D2. Still not good. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's got more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.